During the gold rush, about 300,000 people made their way to California in search of gold. And they all needed to be fed. Demand for fruits and vegetables was high, and early attempts at farming in the North Delta proved that the soils were excellent. Miners who went bust in the camps, and even those who did find gold, recognized that the real value was in farming. And so they headed back down the hill. The only problem was most of the land was marsh, covered with tule reeds, and it flooded every year. They knew that if they could drain the marsh and build levees to keep the rivers at bay, they'd have some of the finest farmland in the country. So that's what they did, and the process was called reclamation. The first levees were built by hand, many by the Chinese laborers who had built the Transcontinental Railroad. Later, the levees were built with Fresno scrapers dragged behind horses, and then with mechanical dredgers. Powerful electric pumps were installed to drain the land in winter and pump water back for irrigation during the growing season.
We are just here in Clarksburg, about 15 miles south of Sacramento in what's known as the Upper Delta, and we're standing in the crowning achievement of the Reclamation District activities in the turn of the previous century. This district is a beautiful example of what happens when men and machines come together to make agriculture work at its best. One of the very dominant ideas about this reclamation district was that the ditch network could be used both for irrigation and for drainage. And irrigation in the summer is accomplished by siphons, by two large siphons that bring water into the district, and every farmer has access to water for his crops during the summer. We are encircled by levees. Any excess rainwater that falls has to be pumped out. In 1915, our forefathers purchased the very large electric motors that run this out of the foothills. They had been previously running rock crushing operations for gold mining. From 1918, when they finished this pump house, then these large pumps were responsible for taking water out of the district. And at that point, then, they could really dry out the tule bogs to the point that they could then farm the ground.
All in all, nearly 500,000 acres were reclaimed in the Delta, and the job was mostly finished by 1918. The Sacramento section of the American Society of Civil Engineers called Reclamation of the Delta the sixth greatest feat of civil engineering in the last century. After reclamation opened the door to farming, North Delta agriculture found markets in the growing cities of Sacramento and San Francisco. In the early days, farm products were shipped by steamboat and even sailboat on the Sacramento River. Then railroads were built, and finally drawbridges over the river connected Delta farms to the highways and hungry markets. North Delta land produced impressive yields of all kinds of crops, including asparagus, alfalfa, beans, wheat, sugar beets, fresh peas, corn, tomatoes, pears, onions, and seed crops. In 1935, the Amalgamated Sugar Company opened a processing plant in Clarksburg, and sugar beets became an important crop. Today, the major crop is wine grapes, and Clarksburg has become an award-winning producer of premium wine grapes and wine. Local wineries now bring tens of thousands of visitors to the Clarksburg area every year. Today, the North Delta is blessed with excellent farmland and abundant water. Those who farm it will never forget the hard work it took to create this bountiful resource.